Thanks for checking out this video. This is everything coming to Shudder for February, and I'm kind of laughing because I'm exhausted with how hard it's been to get information out of Shudder since, well, it's not even Shudder at this point, since the layoffs happened. It's kind of a bit of a mess over there right now. Hopefully it gets better, because everyone I'm going through now, it doesn't even work specifically for Shudder. They work for IFC, which is also owned by AMC, obviously, so it's been a mess. So just getting the information I got was very hard to do. They gave me a synopsis for the Shudder exclusive and original films, and gave me no synopses for the new films being added to Shudder for February. So I just grabbed those from IMDb. So it's been a lot more work, but I know people appreciate this, so I'm willing to put that work in to make it happen. The big glaring issue right now, with the release that I got about what's coming in February, is I've heard people saying that there is supposed to be a last drive-in special for Valentine's Day. There is absolutely nothing said about it in their February release. So either it's not happening, or they made a huge mistake and are not marketing the most popular thing on their platform. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to get into it, going to go through this relatively fast if I can. So the first Shudder exclusive is coming to Shudder on February 2nd. Now this is Skinamarink. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this one. I'm going to put out a no spoiler review for it. Hopefully I can get that screener before it hits Shudder. That's another issue I've been having, is getting screeners has been like pulling teeth times 10. It's ridiculous. So anyway, Skinamarink. Two children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father missing, and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished. Sounds interesting. Heard great things about it, so I'm very excited to get to that one. Then we have Attachment, which I do have the screener for this one already, so I will have a review out for it before it comes out. That's coming on February 9th. A horror romance about love at first sight, steeped in Jewish folklore. Maja, a Danish has-been actress, falls in love with Leah, a young Jewish academic from London. But when Leah suffers a mysterious seizure leading to a debilitating injury, Maja fears their whirlwind romance might be cut short, and decides to follow Leah back to her home in the Hasidic area of Stamford Hill, London. There, she meets her new downstairs neighbor, Leah's mother, Chana, an overbearing and secretive woman. Chana seems resistant to all of Maja's attempts to win her over, and as Maja begins to notice strange occurrences in the building, she begins to suspect that Chana's secrets could be much darker than first anticipated, typo, and that the woman she loves might be carrying the biggest secret of all. That is way too long, by the way. That synopsis should have been a lot shorter, could have been a lot shorter. Okay, so that's that one. The next one is Nocebo, which is coming on February 24th, also an exclusive. A fashion designer is suffering from a mysterious illness that puzzles her doctors and frustrates her husband until help arrives in the form of a Filipino carer who uses... Carer, I don't even think is a word, it'd be caregiver, who uses traditional folk healing to reveal a horrifying truth. All right, interesting. Now I got to switch over to my personal notes for everything that's coming to Shudder. So the next few films are coming on Shudder first. February 1st. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm tired. My Bloody Valentine 3D. I saw this one in the theater, actually, way back in the day before I even saw the original, which was a mistake. Tom returns to his hometown on the 10th anniversary of Valentine's Night massacre that claimed the lives of 22 people. Instead of a homecoming, Tom finds himself suspected of committing the murders, and it seems like his old flame is the only one that believes he's innocent. I'm interested to rewatch that after now in my life having seen the original. Return of the Living Dead 3, which they've had this on Shudder. They've added this to Shudder. This is probably the third time at this point over the last few years. Having recently witnessed the horrific results of a top-secret project to bring the dead back to life, a distraught youth performs the operation on his girlfriend after she's killed in a motorcycle accident. Again, I know I've said this before. If you have not seen that film, watch that film. It is so much more than it sounds like. It is even emotional at times. It's a great film. Homebodies. When a group of pensioners learns that their homes are to be torn down, they take action. An attempt to discourage soon escalates in a murder of construction workers. Sounds interesting. It's from the 70s. Interested in that one. Fear No Evil. High school student turns out to be personification of Lucifer. Two archangels in human form as women take him on. Sounds kind of interesting. Not really my thing, but someone might be interested. Next one is Queen of Spades. An army officer becomes obsessed with learning the secret to a card game which an elderly countess sold her soul for years earlier. That does sound kind of interesting. Would be interested in that one. Baby Blood. When a strange creature crawls into a woman's uterus, she becomes a killer in order to feed the tiny terror growing within her. I think that's a newer film, I think from like 2020 or something. I've seen films kind of like that before, so I don't know. May or may not check it out. Malefique. 4 prisoners find an ancient diary in the wall of their cell, which might be the key to getting out. Sounds kind of interesting. Might check that one out. And then the last one for the first, And Soon the Darkness. 2 young English women go on a cycling tour of the French countryside. When one of them goes missing, the other begins to search for her, but who can she trust? It's kind of in the vein of like a I Spit on Your Grave type thing, so warning on that one if you're not into that type of cinema. I saw the film a long time ago, I think even on Shudder. It was like many, many years ago. I thought it was a good film. It was well done. I think it's from the 70s. Then coming on the 6th, the next 3 films. Stepfather 2, a film I've been wanting to watch. Stepfather 2, Make Room for Daddy. After escaping the insane asylum in which he was incarcerated, Jerry Blake, reprising the role, is Terry O'Quinn. Awesome. Impersonates a marriage counselor and manages to win over a patient, played by Meg Foster, and her young son, played by Jonathan Brandis. If anyone remembers Jonathan Brandis, who very sadly committed suicide at a very young age. That sucked. Because he was a good actor at his young age. Then they're also doing Stepfather 3. That psycho stepfather has escaped from the insane asylum and had his face surgically altered. Now he's married again, this time to a woman with a child in a wheelchair. He goes on a killing spree once again. I've heard that Stepfather 2 is good. I have heard Stepfather 3 is not very good. So I might still watch and review both of them, though. Let me know in the comments. You recommend? Not? Then the last one coming on the 6th, Last and First Men. I think this is a newer film. 2 billion years ahead of us, a future race of humans finds itself on the verge of extinction. Almost all that is left in the world are lone and surreal monuments beaming their message into the wilderness. That does not sound interesting. Probably won't check it out. Then the next 4 are coming for the 13th. Necromantic. Heard a lot about this one. I think I might check it out and review it. A street sweeper who cleans up after grisly accidents brings home a full corpse for him and his wife to enjoy sexually, but is dismayed to see that his wife prefers the corpse over him. Yeah, I've heard it's very much about necrophilia. I've heard it's a very out there film. Been very intrigued about it. Then, Necromantic 2. A female nurse desperately tries to hide her feelings of necrophilia from her new boyfriend, but still has pieces of the corpse of the first movie's hero in her possession. The next one is Lust for a Vampire. In 1830, 40 years to the day since the last manifestation of their dreaded vampirism, the Karnstein heirs used the blood of an innocent to bring forth the evil that is the beautiful Mircalla, or as she was in 1710, Carmilla. Very well-known female vampire. Then the last one coming for the 13th, The Final Terror. A group of rangers go camping on unfamiliar forest grounds. All's well until the group members start getting killed by a cunning killer in the woods. Sounds like a good slasher film. I'm interested in that one. Might be like a So Bad It's Good, but it looked kind of interesting to me, what I saw on IMDb, so I think I'm going to check out that one. Then the next 2 films are coming for the 16th. The Witch Subversion, which is a more recent film. A high school student with amnesia tries to uncover what has happened to her, all leading her into deeper troubles, ultimately revealing a darkness she could not have imagined. Sounds mildly interesting. And then also The Witch Part 2, the other one. Oh, which I believe these are Asian films. I think they might be South Korean, potentially. I know they were foreign films and they were Asian. The Witch Part 2, the other one. A girl wakes up in a secret laboratory and meets Kyung Hee, who is trying to protect her from a gang. When the gang finally finds the girl, they are overwhelmed by an unexpected power. Lukewarm on that one. Then the last one for the 20th is just one film coming on the 20th, and then that's it. Nomads. A French anthropologist specializing in nomadic groups moves to Los Angeles with his wife and starts following a group of sinister street punks who seem to live and move around in a black van, but they aren't what they seem. That one sounds really interesting to me. Might check that out. Let me know if you've seen that one. Now, let me know what films you're excited about for February for Shudder. Go ahead and put it in the comments. Also, what ones have you seen and you're like, Carlin, you could definitely steer clear of those. They're not worth your time. Let me know that too, because that can be a great time saver for me. Again, I'm putting a lot of work into this. Hopefully I don't need to in the future. Hopefully things get better with what's coming out of, I'm not even going to say Shudder at this point, IFC, AMC in general, because no one specifically at Shudder is even handling this stuff at the moment, which is messed up. I assume they're very much overworked, so I'm not mad at the people. I'm just frustrated at the situation. So when I go on a rant like that, just know I'm not pissed at the people. I'm pissed at the situation. It sucks. It sucks, especially because bet those people at the top didn't take any pay cuts when they laid everyone off. I bet they didn't. That's how corporate America goes. Boo. Anyway, thank you for checking this out. Again, let me know what you're excited about, what you're not excited about. Also, do you have extra information on if there's going to be a new Last Drive-In? I don't know, because there's nothing in what Shudder's marketing. But thanks for checking out this video. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell button, all that stuff. I appreciate that. And until next time, keep it brutal.